uh, Professor Suryanarayan Rao. Rao sir has been part of MIT ID since the early days of MIT ID, and he currently heads the makerspace and has a wide experience of both in the industry and in the academics. And anything related to making, I think he is the go-to person for everybody. So given his rich experience and his background in this space, we are having this webinar on prototyping in industrial design by Rao sir, where he will share his experience and insights as to what is the importance of prototyping when it comes to industrial design. So welcome Rao sir. Thanks for taking out time and sharing your knowledge and experience with all of us here. And I'm sure everybody will benefit from what Rao sir has to share with us today. So over to you, sir. Thank you.
So good morning to all. I am Suryanarayan Rao, head Makerspace at MIT Institute of Design. I have completed 12 years of service at MIT Institute of Design, and I'm heading this Makerspace. Makerspace is a place where designer can make appearance prototypes, proof of concept prototypes, functional prototypes, production prototypes, and mock-ups of products designed for visual simulation. In the design thinking principle is widely used to develop new products. In the design thinking, there are 5 steps like empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. So without this prototype and test, the design process is not complete. It's a very crucial step. Of course, every step is crucial. More crucial is the prototyping and followed by the testing and getting the improvement in the designed products. So converting the ideas into a product is a challenge, wherein the designer will apply all their experience and then they make the sketches, then they make the idea, means several alternatives for the same product. Then they will test it, then they will take the feedback. Then finally, one design principle or one design idea is accepted for market. So again, in the market also they will take the feedback. But when you are launching the program or a product, nowadays the design thinking process is very widely used, and digital model, there is 3D modeling, that's CAD CAM is very widely used, and digital simulation is also done. But all those things will not, digital simulation and the virtual simulation, they will not give much result to the feel and the uh, what to say about this, how the product weighs, what is the weight of the product. You cannot touch the product in the screen. That's why the prototypes are required to understand. And you can, if you want to discuss with the customers or the system analysts or the user experience experts, you need a prototype. Without prototype, you will not able to discuss the design thoroughly, and it will be incomplete without making the prototype. That's why I thought I should share something with you on this prototyping techniques or prototype, how we will make the prototype. And in this session, we have Mr. Avinash Balherao, sir. He's Dean at MIT School of Design. And just I will introduce him before I start my presentation. Mr. Avinash Balherao, sir, can you just switch on your camera for a while? Yeah. So,
Yes, sir. Yes.
yeah. So, Mr. Avinash Balherao is B Polymer from MIT Kothurud, and he has done a Master of Design from IDC, Indian Institute of Technology, Powai, Mumbai, in 1999. Worked with 3 different industries as designer. Godrej also worked in General Motors. Started own product design and product engineering studio in 2008. Good experience of working in automobile design, appliance design, electronics, medical equipments. Have worked in 50 plus products. Joined academics in 2019 at MIT ID. Now he is heading the MIT School of Design as a dean. And also we have Mr. Harikara sir. Sir Harikara sir, can you just switch on your camera for a while? Before I start, I will just introduce Harikara sir also. So he is also my friend, and he is heading this product design at MIT Institute of Design. He has done his education abroad from Delft, and he has got sound knowledge about this form kinematics, and we work together always, and so kind of you Harikara sir. And also we have Mr. Samson Mathai. Samson Mathai, can you just switch on your camera for a while?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
He's
He's
from
from
NIT
NIT,
as a group
Group
design,
Design.
and he's having the expertise in the form, how that product look, aesthetics, the product aesthetics. The form is very important in the product aesthetics, for especially the luxury products. And he is conducting the courses on forms, and also he is conducting the courses with me in the prototyping techniques. Thank you, Samson sir. And also we have Shobik sir. Shobik is there? Before I start, just I will introduce my
Yes,
colleagues.
sir. Good morning.
Yeah, so he's from IIT Guwahati. He's also my friend, and he's in the MIT Institute of Design as a faculty. And also in the case of product design, there's one more course called as color, material, and finish, which is very important. And I think Supriya Ugale is here. She has joined, and Supriya, I don't think she is handling this course on color, materials, and finish. So all those things I've discussed now. If any thing questions and answers, we'll always talk to you in general, and we'll try to make this event very crisp and informative. Okay. So this is the caster wheel, and some part is also rotating. So I can say it's a working model. It's not a prototype. If I apply the load, it will break. So that's likewise, I can only say it's a working model because this wheel is rotating, and none of the parts are made with respect to the actual product. This is the actual product. This is the sheet metal. This is a polymer, nylon, and there are this is, and how it is made is very interesting. This prototype, how this is made. And if you look at this nut, I made with laser cutting, and I cannot rotate this. I cannot make the threading on the wood; it will break. So likewise, you have to understand that you should not try to open it. So because one time, so likewise, you have to use the laser cutting process, and also the wood turning process or the heat forming process. It is HIPS. It is the heat forming process. So coming to this heat forming process, then one more process is called as the vacuum forming. You can see this is also material is HIPS, high impact polystyrene. It is painted nicely, so it looks very good. It is for understanding the form, how the form looks, how the form appears. For that, if you want to make this vacuum forming is a process, for that you have to make a form. This is called as the form, not the mold. Many people say that it's a mold. It's not a mold. Mold is having two parts, moving and fixed parts. And this is the form when it will go into it. So once you make this part, now it will not enter because once after forming the heat and it pulls, there is shrinkage. So don't try to put it. If you try to put it now, it will may break. So in the case of mold, they consider the shrinkage allowance and all. Once when the polymer cools, it reduces its size in some percentage, maybe to depend on material, 2 or 3%, sometimes 1%. So this form is made with the CNC machining process. So I can make a number of parts or the with the vacuum forming. So I was mentioning this your calendar. So I can take out the blocks very easily, and I can put it as it's required. So I can change the date very easily. I can change date very easily. So likewise, easy compactness is also very important. And I was showing this, telling you about this bamboo speakers. It's a very good speaker. So without any electricity, I can enhance the sound. So some people say it's a green speaker, but where I put this ohm as a graphic, but the graphic designer will enhance further its visual look, but it functions very nicely. This thought is made with the milling process. So the better version of this is this one is very expensive, very costly also when you compare with the bamboo. It's also a bamboo. It's also a speaker which enhances this sound without any energy. So for the JBL speaker, you have to charge it. Well, for this, you don't require any charge. So this one I was telling about in the beginning. This part is very crucial. So people will try to. One more thing is that in the case of product design or prototyping, the ergonomic studies is also very important. This is all about the ergonomics. How this my finger enters into this handle and it functions while cutting. What's the difficulty I'm facing? So this is a very complex geometry. The forms are always complex. So but it gives the luxury, means comfort. That's a good part of it. So I was talking to you about this vacuum forming. Once vacuum forming is done, so it goes like this. Then I can cut it with the laser cutting, and then I can paint it. Suppose further, if any automobile designer wants to develop this model for further, he can cut out this. But in the vacuum forming, this cutout is not possible. It's a full form. Undercuts are also not possible in the vacuum forming. So that means you have to understand the process and then make the prototypes. So I think I have done my simple presentation. And if you see this kind of models of the aeroplane, so compare the actual functional aeroplane, and if you see this model, so but all the features are added. It looks like exactly the same when you compare this and your actual product. So like this is a beautiful part of the model making and also the prototyping techniques. So I think I have done with it, and now I'll hand over to Mr. Avinash Bhalerao sir for his further interaction, and then we'll have the question and answers. Is it fine, Avinash sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, that was really interesting.
yeah.
And very broad introduction about how prototyping plays important role in aspects of design till manufacturing. And as you told, as whatever things we have told, and from the video also, it is very clear that all at every stage for the designers or for innovators, making prototyping is very important. Okay, so even if it is a study model or proof of concept, which will help these guys, innovators, to come up to the right proportions of a product and understanding its functioning is very important. For any designer, product designer, or any other designer, whenever he thinks in his mind about the concept, when he puts that thing on a paper, but he needs to actually do this thing physically. And converting that sketch to physical appearance or a physical product is very important, where these mock-ups and any kind of a prototyping stage will help them. So that conversion is most important from mind or from paper to the physical concept. And that's where this prototyping is going to help them a lot. At second level, once the concept matures, then understanding aesthetics is equally important. How the form is, how the product detailing is, how the engineering assembly is going to be. So all these factors, which are again very important as a designer, are important to understand, and this can only happen through prototyping itself. After that, it comes a stage of understanding the engineering detailing, understanding the interface between human and the product. And so all this validation also will definitely happen only and only by prototyping. And obviously after that, what scale of a product is, whether it is a handheld or it is a mid-size or a big size and so on. So all this needs to be prototyped again. So every stage it is emphasizing that, prototyping is most important stage. And the last stage where it comes to decision making for a corporate or for a company which will take decision about making tools, where decision making is important, because that's where they'll be investing starting from lakhs to maybe crores of rupees in mold making, tooling, and so on. And before doing that, if you don't have a physical prototype in front of you, it is very difficult to take decision only based on what you see in a picture or what you see on a screen in 3D model and so on. And I think that's what you have covered, sir. And obviously, these things are very important as a design student, or as when you go in the industry and start performing as a professional or do your professional practice. Prototyping is inevitable. More than inevitable, it is a must factor where you understand physicalities of a product. And I think, sir, what you have covered is really interesting, and that makes good broad understanding, gives broad understanding of the range of prototyping that you are doing, your meticulousness of, or the way you follow. Recently we have trained 6-7 of our technicians at your end, and they are so happy about it, the way all the detailings and the standards that you make them to follow, understand each and every detail of the process and so on was really interesting. So thank you for that. And thank you for this contents of the today's webinar.
So thank you very much, sir, for your,
Thanks.
it will be well addition for our participants. So Hari sir, will you be able to speak for a minute? Or Hari sir, you are there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I think most of the points you've covered,
Yeah.
Browser, and it's nice to see you talk on this topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So
fine.
Samson, I think we talked about his forms.
Yeah, see, I just have one or two points to say why prototyping is. Traditionally, product design has been done, practically, and this digital formats have come only in the last 20 years. So, so traditionally, products are done, in the physical format, and there is also this very important quality of the tactile, characteristic of a product, the feel, because when we design products in the digital platform, we can only see the visual aspect, where we don't have the feel of the product. So that's why physical prototypes are so important to even gauge the tactile quality of the product. Okay, so that is a very important thing. And another thing of making prototypes is that we get to appreciate the form in the right scale, because the complexity with digital renders is that you can just scale it up and down on the screen, but the form may not be refined for that particular scale. Like when you design a car on a screen which is just as big as maybe an A3 sheet, okay, and then you can't actually just scale up to maybe 10 times the size of the car and then expect the form to be still good. So there is a need of refinement of the form. So that's why a lot of furniture designers, they are made to sketch furniture in full scale, so that the curves are done in the best in the right proportion, in the right scale. And of course, now we have the additive manufacturing processes, especially CNC milling and rapid prototyping. Now that is a nice seamless process from our CAD design tools. So when we design products, visualize products in CAD, we can very seamlessly translate that into physical products using CNC milling and rapid prototyping. So model making and prototyping can be much faster because of that. Okay, but I believe these new processes are only getting established. One is the cost factor. That's the reason we are not using it so extensively. But over and above that, I believe the design learners should have the experience of working with material, and they're using traditional machines and tools also. So they should be able to basically bite into material and manipulate the material. So that experience is the tactile experience is essential, because we might tend to lose it if you just do only CAD renders or use computer tools. So that's what I wanted to say. Yeah. So that's why maker spaces are very important. Because this is the temple of products. Yes. Yeah.
Thanks, Sam. So I forgot to introduce Mr. Johan Engineer. He is my colleague in the product design faculty. He's in the product design team. And Johan, sir, you are there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, please, you can a few words along with this. Johan Engineer is the faculty at product design at MIT Institute of Design.
Good morning, all. Just almost everything is covered by the spokespersons, but some things which I can add would be that it's important to understand how a prototype can be done in various different manners, understanding the context of requirement. So at times, a prototype itself can be extremely complex and extremely it may not be very viable at times, and to understand what kind of requirement is there in your design journey, we may need to select the process of the prototype. So one important factor is to know all the ways of how a prototype can be done. Then you go into selecting a material, then the process, and what exactly we want to actually find out of it. So at times it may not be the form, it's just about understanding the kind of function, and not much to do with aesthetics. At that time, you may go ahead with selecting a different type of a format for a prototype. So that is another factor, other than all the other basic fundamental things of a prototype, which needs to be known. That was one point. And also talking about prototypes, at times we may end up coming up with a little new kind of methods. It may not be always the old styles of just milling or something like that. There can be some prototypes even at a level of paper prototypes. That's what also happens in user experience and various other forms. So it's not the fun is not just to create a complexity in prototype. It's just to identify areas of research and to visualize or even manifest them to physical and see how it feels. So it's quite actually a complex topic, and it can go ahead for a long time. So yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Ivan, sir. So, Shobhik, sir, if you want to add a few words on it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think everything has been covered very, very nicely. Very nice talk, sir. Thank you so much for that. And also, as the point which Sam sir was saying on the scale of the thing, that prototyping helps us to get a sense of the scale of the product that we are going to make. So that is really important. And in the industry also, it is used a lot, not just to get the product to work right or get its form right. Prototypes are also used in consumer camps prior to launch to show it and run it through real consumers to get their feedback on how well they would accept the new product. So that way also it helps a great deal. So that was just one small point that I wanted to add, but other than that, everything has been covered very well. So thank you so much, sir.